What's up, everybody? Gonna wait a few seconds here. Wait a few seconds. Okay, it always helps with a microphone. What's up, everybody? We are live. I am live. I am here. Sessions live. Today, we're going to talk about being monetized. Because, yeah, I'm monetized. It finally happened. After all the hours, all the uploads, all the doubts, all the algorithm punches to my throat, I am finally monetized as of this morning. And I want to talk about it today. And not just to celebrate, but I want to explain what this really is, like what it took, what it cost, what happens now. So it's Sessions Live. I know nobody's here right now, but you'll watch it. So let's go. So, first of all, yeah, I'm excited. I am. I don't show it, but I'm not going to pretend I'm not. It's a milestone for me, at least, and for anyone out there grinding in silence. I know what it takes. This channel just crossed that beautiful threshold, baby. The one where YouTube sends you that little tiny email, says something like, hey, you could make money now. That's always good to hear since I've been spending tons. And yeah, it made me smile, made me happy. It's a goal. But I also sat there thinking, do they even know what it took to get here? Like what people don't see. Because to be real, most people see an 8-minute video and think, cool, probably took 10 minutes to make. But it's it's much more than that, much more. More like 5 to 10 hours from the first spark of the idea to the writing, recording, editing, cutting, refining, subtitle cleanup, re-exporting, sending it over to Audition, back to Premiere Pro to get it to sound correct, the thumbnail back over into Photoshop, the title change, the description, the upload stress, praying that the algorithm doesn't bury it alive. And that's something that I've learned quick. But I've spent hours on videos that got maybe 60 views. Hours. And that's the part no one sees. And it does mess with you. It messes with you mentally, emotionally. You get tired. You start asking, am I doing this wrong? Or worse, am I just not good enough? And that's not something I'm worried about because you guys are responding. But you have to keep going because something in you won't let you quit. And for me, that something was the music. So I will talk about some AI transparency because I know some people comment on that. And while I'm being honest, yeah, I use AI, but not for the soul of this thing. That's me. The ideas are all mine. The scripts, all mine. The voice, all mine. But where I do use AI and where it helps is on the back end. Chapters, description, tags, some title variations, hooks for shorts. That stuff takes forever. It's monotony. Is that it? Monotony? I don't know what the word is. But AI is not my crutch, but it is my roadie. It carries the gear so I can get on stage and do the damn show. So let's talk about why monetization even matters. It's not just the money. It's not like YouTube just sends me a paycheck and a new mic. But it does mean something because not a lot of people get to this point. It means people are watching. It means people are listening. Means they care. It's not just a hobby anymore. It's work with weight. And yeah, I'm trying to make this sustainable because loving what you do is one thing, but making a living off of loving what you do, that's the dream. And now that I'm here, I got to say this: YouTube is a business, and I'm now officially in it. I'm not corporate though. That means, yeah, I have to think about the algorithm. What's up, Keith? I have to title videos a certain way. I have to balance what I want to make with what the platform will show people. And it's a tricky slope because I don't ever want to lose the soul of this channel. But I also know I can't ignore how the system works. And I'm not here to fake anything, but I am here to work smart because I want this thing to last. So let's talk about some negativity and critique issues. And look, while we're here, it's a quick word, but the feedback. I'm human. We all are. We all hurt the same in this platform. It's loud. It gets vocal. Sometimes it's great. Sometimes it's just angry. And listen, I love I love critique. I want it. I need it. But I respond best when it's not laced with rage. Tell me you didn't like something? Cool. That's fine. Tell me why? Even better. But if it's just yelling, it's not a conversation. It's just noise. And a little kindness does go a long way, even in the disagreements. I work hard here. I do what I can, and I see it. I see you. When you comment, I see your suggestions, your requests, and I see you. And I wish I could talk about every band you love, every single album, every single tour memory, every bootleg cassette and that you still treasure in the back of your car. But I can't get inside your head. All I could do is listen, watch what resonates, pay attention to what gets engagement, and then build from there. I'm not ignoring you. I'm tracking you. I'm building scripts around what you say, what you love, and what you show up for. So feel free to keep dropping those names, and because yeah, I might already be working on it. I'm not just here for Metallica. And I love them. I love Metallica. I respect Slayer. Grew up on Megadeth, Anthrax, all those bands, Testament. But I'm not going to be the big four nostalgia guy every week. That bores me. There's more to this world than GNR, Crew, and Poison. Most channels stop at the surface, but I want this one to dig deeper. I'm here for the deep cuts, I guess. The forgotten bands. I want to remind you from up to 50 years ago, the ones who didn't get a fair shot, the ones that got lost in the label shuffle. Because in my mind, metal isn't just greatest hits playlist, it's an attitude. To me, metal is more attitude than sound. It's not just about blast beats and distortion, it's about intensity, conviction, emotion, raw truth. My personal taste does matter because the m- the more interested I am in the subject, of course, the better product you're going to receive. And it's wide, like 1950s to current day wide. Tori Amos, yeah, a fucking lover. I'll talk about her because to me, she's metal as hell. Possessed, Patsy Cline, Patsy Cline, Patsy Cline, yeah, Patsy Cline. Both have their place. If the song moves me, I don't care what genre it is. I don't care. I'm in. You don't have to agree. And that's what makes it interesting. So if you're here for real conversations about real music, I think you're in the right place. Yeah, and this whole thing started as a hobby, like a side passion, something to blow off steam and talk about the music I love. And now it's a machine. It's an absolute machine. Got the studio, got the lights, the mics, the tools, all paid for by me, all built piece by piece. And yeah, with that comes pressure because this is a business now, and doing it all from idea to upload is exhausting. I left an 8-hour day job that paid me fine to jump into this full time to make sure I could be the best I could possibly be. But it's a 16-hour a day, 7-day a week job. It takes time, it takes your soul, it takes energy I didn't always have. But I keep going. Poor me, right? But this is mostly because I believe in it. So, to everyone here watching, commenting, supporting, I thank you. Monetization isn't the finish line, it's just the first checkpoint. We are in motion now. And if you've been here since the early days, or if you just showed up today, I see you and I appreciate you and I thank you. I'm just getting started, in my opinion, in my mind. So let's talk about, you know, keeping this thing alive. Let me know if you want transcript ready versions, no bolds, all that stuff. Just let me know because, like, for instance, I dropped last week, I went into a series of 1980 to 1989. And in my mind, I figured let's hit a few genres here so I don't just lock it down to one thing. So I started with death metal. From death metal, I went to hair metal the next day. From hair metal, I went to thrash metal. And from thrash metal, I went to punk hardcore. And this is where things changed. The views were typical and average, that 100 to 500 views, getting that 40 to 60 hours watch time, which is good for an 8 to 15-minute video. But then hardcore punk blew up, exploded. It's got, I don't even know how many views at this point, but it's exploded because it's over it's about 1,200 hours watched for a 12-minute video. 1,200 hours. That's a lot of hours. And quite honestly, punk hardcore, although I was alive and living it and going to the shows, wasn't always my thing. I wasn't deep involved in that. Never was in a hardcore band, never in. I was always doing the thrash, speed metal, hard rock. But I did my best, did my research, grabbed some bands that tried to grab I always try to grab like a big hitter that you guys are going to recognize, but I like to throw in and sprinkle in the forgotten ones. So I did that. And of course, a lot of the comments that came in were of the bands I missed, how I stayed national and didn't go international. All choices I made because, quite honestly, I cannot squeeze every single band in. I can't read your mind. I don't know what bands you love, which ones you hate. But for the most part, everybody was pretty good. Not very negative. I think it's like a 98%, but it is important. And I've now learned what lanes I got to stay in and stuff. So yeah, all that stuff matters. But I definitely want to hear from you guys. I want to hear more from you guys. I want you to know I appreciate. That's why I came on today live because it is it doesn't sound like a lot. Just so you know, to get monetized on YouTube, you have to have, I believe, 1,000 subscribers, and I've got that plus many more. And you have to have 4,000 hours. Doesn't sound like a lot, but it is a lot when you're a nobody. And when I say nobody, I'm not speaking negatively. I'm just saying somebody you guys do not know. I'm not famous from a past. I'm not some genius creating stuff, but 4,000 hours to get to it is a lot of work. And I think people need to start appreciating the YouTube people that are monetized. Not that it's all about money, but I have bills to pay. I do have this whole studio in my house, which I got to pay all the bills on the house. I don't have an income coming in. So whatever I get off of this is what I survive off of. I also have children. I also have cars and the typical adult bullshit. That's what I got. All the bullshit. So yeah, so of course we're gonna move forward. I'm gonna start laying down a more standard. I think I want to go with the Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Drop the podcast on Saturday. You can listen to that in audio or on YouTube. It drops on Saturday on YouTube and Monday on Spotify and Apple and audio only. And that's where it's kind of a look back on the week before. And I use a lot of the audio that I used in the videos. Just another way, another outlet, another way to reuse and utilize things I've already recorded. So it's not lazy, it's just an add on, a bonus, because some people are in their car, just want to hear it. So I try to be fun and keep it loose. But you could also head over to, if you're on Apple or Spotify, look up Your Crisis Coach with Scott H. Silverman and myself, Fred Carroll, two D's, two R's, two L's. And that's another podcast I do on Mondays. And that's mental health and addiction recovery. I'll put it in the notes. I'll put all these links in the show notes below. Um, yeah, that's a pretty important one. I also have the Misfit Cinema page, which is basically Headbangers history, but in film and TV. So where you're seeing Headbangers history on Wednesday, you'll see Misfit, but in a movie form. It's a lot of recording, a lot of editing, a lot of skills, a lot of knowledge with Adobe products, and patience. So it's become my drug. That's it. But do me a favor, hang in there, stay loud, stay proud, have some fun. Let's keep the music alive. I don't get a lot of younger listeners because I don't think metal is as hip as it used to be. Is hip a word anymore? Who knows? But let's use it. Well, I want to use my platform. I'm never going to be Mr. Beast. I'm not dreaming that large. I'll take it if you guys want to hand it to me. Last week, remember, we talked about ticket prices and stuff on the live session, and I got a lot of feedback on that. And believe me, it was like, I was surprised it was 50-50. Some people are like, Just leave it alone. It's fine." And other people are just pissed off they can't afford to go to a show. And that's where my heart was really at, was how could we afford to keep these acts on the road? And it came down to Live Nation. And Live Nation has their grubby little hands and everything. But we're going to move forward because one day I might be working with Live Nation, because my goal with this is to get into the backstages of the shows, start interviewing these acts so I can present it to you and give you a feel of what that's like. But as always, I'm Fred Carroll. I got to get back to work. It was nice to see you guys, and we'll be back.